Um, Irish Ronnie said, "Do you think Superman would put up with Lois stringing him along?" Yes. That's all Superman. That's all Clark has ever done is Lois stringing him along for sure. Absolutely, I totally think that Superman would let that go on for a long time. So, um, somebody said that at Hogan's Hangout in Clearwater. Still, I don't think seeing the Hulkster do that is good. It's embarrassing for the Hulkster, and it made me sad. It really did. I do have one last video. It's kind of silly. It made me laugh. Mikey sent it to me, and then we'll wrap things up. Unless you guys have any other questions, you guys feel free. You guys have been sending in sweet super fan donations with questions. So if you got other ones, I'll be happy to answer them. I'm trying to do my best to answer them as honestly as I can. I promise you, I'm not stringing anybody along as far as not giving the answers. I just genuinely don't know what to tell you. I like this video. Actually, I got a couple of them. This one was good. I enjoy watching this guy. You may have seen this. It's a couple days old or a week old maybe, but I've been sitting on this one waiting to play it. There's a guy at some sort of sporting event, and he seems to have some sort of beef with somebody down in the lower level. So he speedily makes his way. Oh, man, that fucking hurt. God damn, that motherfucking hurt. And then he bites it really hard. So I don't know if you guys could see it, but he goes down hardcore. Let's see, where is this at? This guy bites it so hard. Loses his balance, tries to save himself, and blows out both knees. That's a double knee blowout for sure. 100% took out at least one tendon and a couple ligaments. This one killed me. Oh, god damn. I know that pain. I know that that move right there where he tried to get up and his knees didn't work. I know this move right there. Oop, that double ground pat. I've done that many times. I've blown my knee out so many times. I know exactly how that feels. So I felt pretty bad for that guy a little bit because it seemed like he was being a dick. Oh, Bubbles the Lion says, first time in chat. Always listen to the replay. Love the show. And the guys, gals in the chat, keep going, dumb. Well, right on. I appreciate that, dude. Thank you so much, my friend. That was nice of you. I really appreciate that. Amanda said she had a super chat, but she fucked it up. Sorry. Send over your message. Nugget Man said this guy must have been seriously injured. Oh, yeah, that guy blew out double knees for sure. Scrooge says he really can't say much about the situation. I let a mom string me along because I cared so much about her and her girls for close to about a year and a half before it was officially over and she got a new boyfriend. And now I feel bad too because I know she's attached to the kids. So I understand she's probably on the other end of that. That's probably a huge part of the decision for her. I don't think she's particularly interested in having a kid herself. Maybe a small part of her just because her biological clock is ticking. She's like 33 or 32 or I don't even know how old she is now. Sorry. 32. Or she'll be 32. I don't know. Anyway, right around there, early 30s. But she ended up, I got distracted again. Yeah, she cares for the kids too. So it could be a while for her to make any decisions because she's not trying to have kids, I don't think, for herself. So she's kind of got a little built-in family herself. And the kids are getting a little bit older, so she still would have that connection with them, but not have to probably really put in as much work as far as, driving around. The older one's about to be, he's 14 and a half. He's going to be 15 next year. He's going to be driving, less than a year pretty much. So even though it's a learning permit, but that just kind of makes transporting a little bit easier and everything and would kind of lighten her load. And when she was in the stepmom mode, because she went from being like straight up heavy stepmom mode and was always there for them and driving them everywhere and, watching them and stuff while I was working to not doing that at all after I kind of threw her out. And then in the past 2 years, she's kind of not been a huge part of their life. And it's got nothing to do with me necessarily. I think it has to do with that the more time she's around them, the harder it is to make the decision about what she wants to do with her and I. So I totally, Scrooge, I understand that situation. I think she probably would kind of relate to that too. Um, so let's see. Do, 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 do. Scrooge said he went on to say it absolutely obliterated him emotionally. He's still going through it. He doesn't think he could date a mom again because he refused to say goodbye to another child. I'll be honest with you. I'm a dad with kids, and I'm a hypocrite because it would be really hard for me to date someone with kids unless they're exceedingly wealthy. I think that would be the only way I could be. But I don't know. I don't know. Maybe if they're older, I don't know. I just feel like I got enough baseball games I got to go to and band rehearsals and stuff already, and stuff with my older daughter and just her. Not that I have to go to a bunch of events with her, but I want to be able to be there for her even though she's an adult. And I feel like just adding more things into the mix, like with other kids, would just be insane. But she actually, on the other hand, would probably say, I'd love that. I want more brothers and sisters. So, and my kids would probably say that same thing too. So as far as they go, they'd probably all love that. Maybe not the youngest boy. He doesn't like change. So adding more people into the mix might only upset him, to tell you the truth. And Christina asks, am I just going to let this go on forever? Not knowing what is going on? Gosh, I really don't know what to do. I don't know what to do about that. It's a tough one. I don't know how long to let it go on. I just feel like she, I just feel like that she needs some time, and I should just be chill with it and let her do her thing for as much time as she can. And then, we'll cross that bridge. We've not had any real relationship conversations right now because she's not in a headspace for it. So I'm just kind of letting her get to that point. And then, eventually I'm going to get to a point where maybe, I might crack. But she has been coming around a little bit more and being a little bit more communicative with me over the past couple of weeks, I guess. So, who knows? We'll see what happens moving forward, But you're right, you guys. I ain't getting any younger. I ain't really getting any younger. And I am a pervert. I am a bit of a freak. You know what I'm saying? And I'm worried that if I can't find some sort of relationship, I may end up like this poor guy taking this video, where I might have to become the ultimate pervert. And you guys are going to have to watch this to find out. Here we go.
I just want to be clear. You're upset because...
Oh, the video's quiet. God damn it. I love this video. This video made me laugh so freaking hard. All right, here we go.
I just want to be clear. You're upset because we made friends with your cat, sir?
You're keeping it in your
No,
yard.
I'm not.
It's our cat.
You understand?
Our cat.
I'm not even in my yard right now. What am I doing? The gate's open. Hard.
You're unreasonable people.
He's calling the cops.
Cat.
How? I'm not even in there. I want you to explain how.
If you would go in your yard and say, Mercury, go home. Don't come in our yard anymore.
She
They
will not
want you
listen.
to...
She's a cat. She doesn't speak English.
Oh, really? This doesn't mean go home?
No.
Huh?
Hand signals don't mean anything.
Of course it means go home.
Really? Okay. All right. Well, we'll have the police department figure it out.
Absolutely.
Okay?
Great idea.
All right. No, so the cat doesn't eat and drink anything over there, right?
No.
Oh, no, never. Right? No, never.
No.
No, never.
Never. Yeah, never.
Yeah, you cat pervert.
I've done nothing to
Cat
bring the
pervert.
cat. I've done nothing to bring the...
Pervert.
This dude's lost it. This dude, he's lost it. He's lost it.
Oh my
He's
God.
lost it. He's lost it.
I love the
He's
freaking
lost it.
cat pervert.
No.
That guy, you think I'm crazy, guys. This guy's...
Cat pervert.
I've done nothing to bring the cat. I've done nothing to bring the...
Pervert.
This dude's
Cat
lost.
pervert.
This dude, he's lost it. He's lost it.
One more for good measure.
He's lost it.
It's our cat.
He's lost it. He's lost it.
Oh,
no.
man. I love that video so much. Thank you, Mikey, for sending me that video. That video made me laugh so fucking hard. I really enjoyed it so much. So yeah, who knows, guys? Maybe I'm gonna end up like the guy taking the video, and I'm. Bam, 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 bam. Yo, hello, welcome to another Dumb Show. I'm another Dumb Show host. Welcome to issue number 73 we are on. Thank you guys for joining me this evening. Thank you for streaming on my tube. You guys know how much I love when you stream on my tube. It feels so good to have you all here streaming along with me right on my tube. Thank you for joining me this evening on another Dumb Show. Guys, your old pal Dumb is having a weird day. I don't know what's going on with me today. I don't know if I'm having a weird mental health day or what, but I woke up this morning like really early. I went to bed at a kind of a normal time, earlier time than normal last night. And shout out real quick, by the way, to, I think I saw, oh, there we go. There's my phone. Forgot to put that on silent. Sorry, guys. Nugget Man was first in there, so shout out to Nugget Man for being first in the chat. Good job. Appreciate it. So yeah, I woke up this morning at like 5 o'clock after I went to bed kind of early. Figured I'd get a good night's sleep last night. And woke up at 5 for whatever reason. And I think it was the cats woke me up. But I was just like wide awake at that point. And I hate that feeling when you wake up way earlier than you want to and you're wide awake. And you get in that, you get in that kind of in between where you're like, oh, do I get out of bed? Do I try to go back to sleep? It's so early. Then I know I'm going to be tired by the time the show rolls around, at least in my case. So I was really conflicted about what I wanted to do. And the next thing I know, it was 11:30. I woke up. I apparently fell back asleep without even realizing it. I had forgotten to set an alarm apparently and slept till 11:30 and woke up in a complete panic and rush because we're supposed to go see Oppenheimer. I was supposed to go see Oppenheimer at 12:15. So I had 45 minutes to get up, get myself ready, get the kid ready. We decided to take Shay with us. We'll get into that in a little bit. And my mom went as well. So waking up this morning was kind of a mad dash. It was absolutely crazy. And I hate that when that kind of stuff happens. So I don't know if that's just what set me off kind of on a weird path for the whole day. And I believe, hold on one second. Let me refresh this, guys. I think the phones, hold on one sec. The phones just went weird there for a sec. The phones were working a second ago. Let me double check and see what's going on here. Nope, it looks like the phones have officially broken. That's crazy. They were just working a minute ago and now the phones have completely stopped working. So, okay, looks like I officially need to get that taken care of because it looks like the phones have officially expired. So, okay, no phones tonight. So don't call 844-HIT-DUMB. It's officially not working. Oh yeah, so okay, great. That's perfect. No email, no nothing. No phone calls, nothing to tell me that it was going to expire. So the phones are officially not working. That's great. Man, I'm ready to fucking pop tonight. What a night I'm in. What a mood I'm in right now. God damn. You know what? I don't know if it's that fucking movie or what, but we'll get to that movie in a minute. But your old pal Dumb's in a little bit of a mood today. So we'll peep in with the emails. I'll try to stay in a good mood tonight. We may end up, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, we may end up doing a shorty because I'm in a little, like I said, I'm in a mood. Um, and frankly, and Mikey's not here tonight too, which has got nothing to do with my mood. Mikey's bowling tonight, but I'm more angry with myself because I'm an idiot because I know on Mondays he has bowling. Yet for some reason, I thought to myself, oh, cool. I know Mikey went to go see Barbie over the weekend. So I would see Oppenheimer today. So we'll do a Barbenheimer show. And then literally like 20 minutes before the show started, it dawned on me again, like that he had bowling. Like I just don't understand the way my brain works sometimes. I'm just a complete doo-doo head. I really don't understand the way my brain works. So who knows? So, all right, guys, I got an email here from Robbie. It's in reference to what I just played there before the show with the situation with B1. It's actually Rob Meister from Chat, actually. He said, I was listening to you talk about your situation with B1 during last night's show, and I genuinely believe that everything will be all right between you guys one way or another. Even though you are giving her the space that she needs, if she is still coming over to hang out and is involved with your life this long after everything that has happened, that means that she does still care and love you. If she didn't want anything to do with you, she would have cut ties a long time ago. Either way, you have mine and the league's support no matter what happens. Keep your head up, my dude. Emoji face sunglasses. Cool. P.S. That was him that also made the SpongeBob Bluey comment. I'm a parent myself and kids are obsessed with Bluey. I don't even know what Bluey is, but okay, there you go. Kids are obsessed with Bluey. Well, Rob, I'm going to be honest with you. B1 was not happy about my conversation that I talked about on Friday. She was very unhappy with me. It was kind of generalized anger at first. And then she did get a little bit more specific with some of the things that I had said or not said. And I explained to her that some of the reasons I didn't say specific things, and I don't want to rehash it all again because it just piss her off and I don't need the headache. And I don't want to upset her, to be quite honest with you. I don't want to hurt her or whatever. So, yeah, there were some things I said that she actually pointed out very specifically that upset her. And I tried to explain to her that the reason I said these things or left some other things out was because I was trying to give her space. So I'm not trying to pile too many emotions on her or anything like that. So I'm just kind of leaving things the way they are and trying not to, throw too many logs on the fire one way or the other. You know what I mean? Like saying, oh, I miss you this much or blah, 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 or, anything like that. I'm just trying to kind of leave it a little bit open-ended and a little general and just letting her have her space without being, all drippy or sentimental or any of that kind of stuff. So, yeah, we, she was pissed Friday night. I could tell just by the text message. She didn't answer after the show. Usually we'll talk or whatever, or she comes over and hangs out for a minute. And then she didn't reply right away until right before she went to bed. And I could tell she was like a very short answer. So I could tell she was upset. And then, let's see. I had to work on Saturday. So Saturday morning, she kind of that's when she told me everything that she was upset about. I forgot. Yeah, Friday she didn't tell me. It was Saturday morning right before I was going to a wedding, which... I'm glad that she actually was communicating. That's good. The timing was a little off, but I was glad that she was actually communicating. And so that's when she told me the things that I said that upset her and what I left out that upset her. So I just tried to explain to her, like I said, giving her space and giving her time to figure everything out. So I went and did my event on Saturday. It was a pretty good event, actually, to be honest with you. It was a pretty heavy duty event. Sorry, I'm going to close the phones there because they keep distracting me because they're like flashing or whatever. It was a pretty intense event. It was a ceremony and reception in 2 different locations. So the ceremony was on like a triangle in like a public park. And the reception was upstairs in a little restaurant. So, in this little restaurant had no elevator. So a lot of steps, a lot of carrying stuff. It was a lot of work getting everything into the restaurant. But I got to be honest with you, the universe was aligned that day because this event took place in a little public park. It was actually for people who are from around here. It was from in a city called Willoughby. In fact, one of the Roverfest after parties was in downtown Willoughby, and that's where this was, in downtown Willoughby. In fact, that's the RMG fans are familiar with Willoughby because it's where Dieter went to school from. He'd always talk about being from Willoughby. So it's a cool little town. They have a little triangle in the middle of the town, or on the edge of the town, and they have a nice gazebo. And this couple, they did their marriage, they did their wedding on the gazebo, and the gazebo was. So that went really well. The ceremony was all set up. I got everything set up at the mics, all that good stuff. Music was all good. It sounded great. It was playing the prelude music. Then right before the ceremony starts, and I shit you not, right as the music, I kind of bring the music down for a second, right to kind of as the cue that the prelude's stopping. The prelude is the guest arrival period for a ceremony. And then it goes into the processional, which is where the actual ceremony starts and people start walking down the aisle and all that stuff. So right as I do this little pause, right before I start the processional, I bring the music down, I do a little pause. Usually people hear this pause, the murmuring kind of stops, and then we get the music rolling again. It's a nice little transition. During this pause, I shit you not, I hear from behind me, I hear a car come tearing down the street. It was like loud revs down the street. And then I hear it start to slow down, like right as it's getting by us. And there's a stop light there, so it's not like that big of a deal that's slowing down. It was just noticeably loud and then a noticeable slowdown. And right as I'm hearing all this, I'm trying to stay focused on what I'm doing because this car's real loud. And I'm like, all right, I got to get the music up because the car's loud. So right as I'm getting ready to turn the music up, I hear, "Yo, dumb!" I swear to fucking God, I cannot believe this happened. And all the people in the gazebo look over at me because they're familiar with the old job. A lot of people know me from, I don't even know. I don't think this woman booked me knowing me from the old job, but I know some of the guests that were there were guests at previous weddings I've done, and I know they know me from the old show. So they looked over and they smiled, and I turned and looked at the dude. And like right as I hit the music, I turned and looked at the dude and went, "Shh." And he went, "Ah." And he just rolled his window up and took off and rolled down the street. And I was like, I was mortified. That's not the closest thing that's ever happened to that is I DJ'd a wedding on a beach one time. And right as the ceremony was starting, and this had nothing to do with me, a bunch of boats rolled up and started blasting Van Halen Panama, I believe was the song that was blasting while we're trying, this poor couple's trying to walk down the aisle to 1,000 Years by Christina Perri. In the background, they're just, "Panama!" Everybody, and these dudes just on the back of the boat, just doing it on purpose, just, meddling it out, just knowing they're ruining the ceremony on purpose. So that sucked. But yeah, when that happened on Saturday, I was pretty mortified. Then I laughed it off because what are you going to do? But it was weird that he was able to recognize me from behind. Like he was over there way behind me. I don't know how he saw me from the behind and the side and actually recognized me. So that was kind of crazy. And let's see. A lot of people are saying... Devin's saying something about he matched with B1 on Tinder. I don't think he did with that. I don't think so. Because I know she did have a couple fake profiles that were put up at one point. So, you know what? She did have a real one at one point. So, hey, good for you. If she swiped right on you, man, good for you. Good job. It's funny. She did when I was on the dating sites, and she was on like during that little weird stint where we were part put together but aware of what the other one was doing or whatever, or not, I don't even know, but we both admitted at one point that we were on them, and we started joking about it, and she goes, she was like, yeah, me and my friend were joking about how every single dude is a guy in a Cleveland shirt wearing his sunglasses. And that's literally what every single picture of my profile was. So I immediately kind of was annoyed that she said that. And and then I kind of like, she didn't like make a joke afterwards. I looked at her and I went, were you making fun of me right there? Or what was that? And she goes, what are you talking about? And I go, because that's literally exactly what all mine were. It's me in Cleveland, like I got one on right now, wearing a Cleveland shirt, wearing my sunglasses, because I always have my sunglasses on. Usually when I'm having my picture taken, because usually out doing something. At home, I'm not doing a lot of selfies usually, so that's not really my thing. So yeah, I don't even know where I was going with that, but that's where that's the funny Tinder story or Bumble or whatever the fuck which one it was. Okay. Enough about her. Brap, going back to the wedding things, that wedding I did this weekend. But yeah, I ended up thinking that wedding was just absolutely, the whole wedding was awesome. I killed it again. Got a fat tip. The people were so nice. They were so happy with all the music, blah, blah, blah. Allie said public weddings are such a no-no. Oh yeah, and another thing that happened during the ceremony, it was crazy, is right while they're actually in the middle of the ceremony, another wedding pulls up and they just in like a big limo van. They all pile out of this limo van and realize that the gazebo that they're there to take their wedding pictures on is in the middle of being used. So I don't know what the discrepancy was, if somebody didn't book that properly, if the photographer, who actually I know the photographer for the other couple that showed up, he's a pretty good photographer, so I would be surprised that he would just bring them there without having reserved the spot or whatever. So those people's pictures got screwed up. I don't know where they went and got their pictures taken, but I hope they got some good pictures, because it wasn't where they planned on having them. And perhaps referring to the ceremony I was talking about with the where people pulling up playing Panama on the boat. He said, if I was ever to do that, I definitely wouldn't do Panama. I definitely would do something like 3 Days Grace, I Hate Everything About You, or Bullet for My Valentine song. That's cold. That's really cold. Now, I think these dudes were just trying to bro it out a little bit more, in the sense that they were just like, ha ha, look, we're ruining what's happening with some loud tunes. Not let's literally ruin it in ways with horrible lyrics, songs with horrible lyrics. So let's see. Oh no, I don't want to do that there, because then I'll actually hide the chat. I don't want to hide the chat. I get yelled at when I hide the chat. So let me get I got another email here. This email is from Samantha. Says, hey Dom, I saw the Barbie movie over the weekend and it was so good. I even brought my boyfriend with me and he even liked it. I hope you have a chance to bring B2, I think she means B1, to see it. What a great date night movie for you guys. Oh, interesting. Well, I don't think she's interested in any date nights anytime soon. Yesterday, I actually I went and hung out with her for a little bit at her house. My son was here, so he was doing some gaming with his friends, and I had a little bit of time, so I went out and hung out with her for maybe, I don't know, short period of time. And then after we hung out, I said, hey, do you want to, Shay and we're going to go out to dinner, because it was like a fun little thing. I wanted to go take him out. And she said, I think I'm going to take a nap. So I don't think we're doing any sort of dating or anything like that. I don't think that's going to be, I don't think we're going out to dinners or doing something like that. I don't know. And Jelly's in there going ham, saying I'm going to be dating hotties soon. She's actually emailing me, telling me that Jelly emailed from the chat. She said she's 100% serious. She wants me to go out. She wants to take me out on the town and find me some good loving. And there's a whole bunch of stuff in there. So I don't want to go in to to the whole details of it because there's actually some other ideas in there that I actually aren't bad ideas. But I'm not going to dive into the whole email. Oh, sorry, I scratched myself and I'm bleeding. God, what a gross person I am. That's disgusting. So yeah, that's what's going on with her and I. I don't know where that's going to go from here. It's always day to day. I did talk to her a little bit earlier. She was having a really bad day at work. So I feel bad for her that she had a rough day at work. But another thing I did do yesterday, as you guys know, my new obsession. I was back at it this weekend. I even did a little bit of my own little bit of racing. Let's see. Oh man, there's all kinds of chat, all kinds of messages going on there. Sorry guys. Well, I'll go back to that in a sec. Wow, you guys are actually talking. Man, you love when I talk about this. You guys actually interact with it. All right, Crooked Orchid says, I've given excuses about her grandmother's death. That's not a reason to pull away from me. Nunga Man says, you both upset each other. That doesn't sound fun. Blue Wolverine said, he moved on, but the chat hasn't. Jelly is saying, we refuse to let him stick with her. Okay. Poor Brap. I'll go back to that. Brap hurt himself, it looks like. We'll have to hear about that. Amanda said she got married at City Hall for $75. Now, I actually had recommended that to B1 many times. I said, you know, because part of the reason we were like, after we got engaged, I was always like, well, what are we going to do? We're going to get married in a hall? We're going to do it at a barn? We're going to do a destination wedding? What kind of stuff do you want to do? And it would change all the time from, you know, I want to do a destination wedding, just me and you, and then maybe a couple friends and a couple family members. And then it would change to I don't know, I want more people there. It's not, or my family doesn't want to do that, or yada, yada, yada. And then, well, I don't want to do it in a hall because I don't like the carpeting in halls because they look like hotel rooms and which you can sometimes. And if that's not what you like, I understand that. Well, how about a barn? I don't know. The barn's a lot of work and it'll be hot in the barn. Some of these barns are hot. Some of them are air conditioned. So I don't know. And the ones that are air conditioned cost more. And then I don't know if my family, how are we going to pay for this? And just a million, kind of excuses about that. That's why I would just be like, well, we just avoid all that. We just go to the courthouse and just get married and be done with it. And down the road, if we have more money, we do want to throw a big party or something like that. We just do that and just celebrate and do it at your parents' house, or we rent a hall that doesn't look like a hotel room or something like that. And we just kind of went in circles and never really got anywhere with it. And that's kind of when I started going crazy with this whole thing. It was too much, too hot to handle. I couldn't handle not knowing what was going on anymore. It was driving me crazy. The kind of lack of commitment as far as this, where, and this is a long time ago. Much has happened since that time period, trust me. But that's kind of was where it all started, when I couldn't get any decisions made about getting married. And that's kind of when I started getting nuts and feeling like questioning our entire relationship. So, yeah, that was a lot. I did see Crooked Orchid saw another one in there. Oh shoot, I just closed it and lost it. Damn it. There's some funny messages. I see Amy said that she did her ceremony downtown. There was a water fountain there. There was a guy swimming in it moments before she showed up, and her father-in-law had to pull him out and tell him to get lost. Yeah, welcome to downtown. There's definitely homeless people showering in the fountains for sure. And Amanda said she just had a reception in her backyard, a party, hang out, eat food, and buy a nice bonfire. Did you have Giant Eagle cater it? Nothing wrong with that, all right? I know a guy that did that, and it's a legendary party from what I'm saying. Diz is saying, wait, what? You talking marriage to B1? Oh, man, come on. I'm saying, no, that was, we were talking marriage a long time ago. Now we're just trying to get by at this point, day to day. I think each of us is just trying to get through our days, and if the other one is there throughout the day, well, great. But yeah, I think we're just trying to get through the days. I do have a couple of funny couple of funny comments that are kind of back to back, and it made me laugh really hard because when I was ranting on the troll the other night, he was referring back to something from, I don't know, 2005, back when things were done very differently. I started ranting about how good I am at my job. I was just, God damn, I'm good at my job. And Amy commented on that, and she quoted it, God damn, I'm good at my job, with laughing faces, and said, I laugh so effing hard, love you, dumb. Which is great. Yeah, I was definitely great at my job there. And then, well, there's one comment in between. It says, love the show, dumb, always got my support. But then after that, after the comment of me bragging about how good I am at my job, I said, I got another comment from Mark that said, Jesus Christ almighty, just turned my Bluetooth on and off, reconnected and repaired for 3 minutes. What the F, dumb? That was funny as F. Love you, bro. You talked for 3 minutes with your microphone off. That was classic. Love you. So yes, after I had been bragging about how great I am at my job on Friday night, if you weren't watching, if you haven't watched Friday night's episode, I reached down to, I was yelling upstairs to my son about something, and I went to mute my mic, and I don't think I muted it. I missed it, and I yelled, and then I went to go turn it back on, and I never turned it back on. I just talked for 3 minutes with the microphone off. So everybody in the chat was calling me JLR, very apropos at the moment. But again, I don't have a light on my microphone switch, so I don't know whether it's on or off, okay? It's just got lights that are just there. They don't change when I turn it on and off, all right? So cut me some slack. Blue Wolverine sent in a superfan donation, and I always try to honor the superfan donations when you guys ask questions on those. So, all right, he said, what about the last show upset B1? Open up, sir. I think I pretty much explained it. In particular, she'd said something along the lines of that I didn't seem like I wanted, I don't remember what I said. Excuse me, I don't remember exactly what I said, but something along the lines of that I didn't miss her, I just missed companionship. And I was trying to explain, because I think I said that I missed, hanging out with someone, and I didn't specifically say I missed hanging out with her. I think is what upset her, is that I didn't say I missed doing all the things I said I missed doing, like sitting around watching TV and laughing or hanging out or doing whatever. I didn't say I specifically missed doing them with her. I just said I missed doing them with someone. So she was more upset and said that I was really more worried about missing a companion than I was about missing her. And what I was then I went on to try to explain to her was, no, I wasn't trying to pile on when you're trying to give you space by saying all these things that, oh, I miss spending time with you, I miss being on the couch with you, all that kind of, stuff. So I was kind of trying to say that stuff without saying it, if that makes sense. So it backfired, in fact. So I don't know what to do, man. I don't know how to, and she was in a bad mood Friday as it was. I should have known better than to talk about anything at all on Friday, because she was just, she was crabby. She was in a bad mood. She's still in a bad mood. I probably shouldn't be talking about any of this shit. But because she's in a bad mood, but, it is what it is. Crooked Orchids asked, did you ever share the engagement photos for the zoo? The ones that Chocolate Charlie took for me. I thought I showed them on RMG a long time ago. I thought we did after we took them. I thought we played the video and everything. To tell you the truth, I actually don't. I don't remember off the top of my head, to tell you the truth. But they were on my Instagram. They weren't on her Instagram, but I think that all that stuff got wiped after everything happened. Carrie asked, "Does she give back the ring?" Yes, I have the ring still. Yes. So yeah, I still got it. Boop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doo. Okay, cool. So I think that's it. Well, one of our league members is doing a little. I forgot Amanda's got a thing going on. I told her I would give her a little love for Amanda, our putrid planter gal, one of the members of the league. Not an official member though. I'm going out of my way to do this for you. But that way, once you get your putrid planter business booming, you can be an official member. But no, she's doing a sale for her putrid planter stuff this Saturday. So put your thing up and put your up there on your IG in there, your IG, Amanda, and then let everybody know where you can, where they can go see and buy that stuff. All right. So this weekend, like I said, I went out, I spent some time with her yesterday, and then I also did some me time. I spent some time watching some racing. You guys know my newest obsession, and it is F1 racing, Formula One racing. And the Grand Prix of Hungary in Budapest was this weekend. It was super cool. In fact, I'm really obsessed with this shit. I watched the practice round this weekend. I watched the qualifying, and then I watched the actual race. So I watched all of that over the past few days. If you don't like F1, you're probably not going to give a shit about this, but I love it and I'm obsessed with it. So if you're going to watch this show, I would recommend starting to watch some F1 because I'm going to probably talk about it a lot because I love it. And I don't know what it is about, because I watched a bunch of racing this weekend. Not only did I watch the F1 race, I also watched the NASCAR race, which I don't even remember where that was at. And then I watched the IndyCar race that was in Iowa, which that seemed like that would have been a really cool place to go. They had all kinds of, they had Carrie Underwood there and Kenny Chesney and Ed Sheeran performed. So that sounded like that would have been a pretty cool event to have gone to. And I think that marketing company that I DJ'd for at the Honda IndyCar race here at Mid-Ohio, pretty sure they went out to that Iowa one. So, man, I'm hoping they give me a call back and I do some stuff with them in the future because it'd be sweet to go to those kind of events, like the big events like that where they have country artists and stuff playing. That'd be sweet. That'd be a lot of fun. Because even if you don't get to go to the show, you probably still hear it from the sides or whatever. That'd be sweet. But so the reason I brought up all the other races I watched this weekend, there was the NASCAR race and the IndyCar race. They were both on tracks or just like either an oval track or NASCAR was at Pocono, that's right, which is kind of like a triangle. So either way, they're all doing left turns the whole race. And I never really understood people who would make fun of like the left turns in NASCAR because I liked NASCAR. But now that I'm watching Formula One, where they're doing all this road racing where they turn right a lot and then right back to the left and then another right after a right, it's just totally different. It's completely different. And these cars are so technologically advanced and look so cool that I just can't get enough of it. And the racers have like personalities on the track and off the track. And their kind of personalities off the track will kind of blend with their personality on the track. And it's kind of similar to NASCAR, I guess, in that sense. But there's just something about the way they do the Formula One presentation is just so superior to the way they do it here on NASCAR and IndyCar. I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I just like it so much. Like when they start the race, man, they are racing within 15 minutes, if that, maybe within 5 minutes. It just starts off ready to go. They're setting everything up. The cars are already in the grid. Lewis Hamilton was on the pole in P1 on the grid. I think that was like the 11th time or some crazy number like that he'd won the pole for that specific track, which is a record, or maybe it was his team. I can't remember, but he got all kinds of props for being on P1. And I was BSing with B1 about it, actually. And I said, who cares if he's in P1? He's going to be in third and fourth place by the end of the first turn. Guess what? Guess who called it? This guy. Not that I'm like some sort of prognosticator, because Max Verstappen has won 6 races in a row or whatever, but he just won his 7th race in a row. So yeah, Hamilton's a little pissed. Verstappen took the inside line on that first turn, but he took it a little wide, and Hamilton says he tried to push him off the track. But hey, man, that's racing, bro. Got to beat him to the turn. You're in P1. Sorry you didn't get off the line fast enough, bro. That's just how it goes. So he was salty. So the Mercedes team had a rough weekend. George Russell started in 18th. Not good for him. And their team owner was banging on the table and everything. It was great. It's so much drama. They make everything so dramatic when they do these presentations. I think is it Perez? Carlos Sainz, he had wiped out. I think he spun out, I think, in qualifying on the first very lap or whatever. Or maybe it was Sergio Perez. I can't remember. But there was some little kid just crying and bawling on the side in the grandstands. It was crazy. People love this stuff, especially in Europe, but it's starting to get bigger and bigger here, and I love it. So Mondays will probably, whatever day the race is, I'm going to be giving you guys an update afterwards because I love it. But there was a funny moment after the race, after Max Verstappen went on to win his record, I think record tying seventh in a row. I believe it's record tying. Oh, everybody just got home. Shay was at a pitching clinic. My mom took him, and he just came in, and Darla just lost her mind. So you're going to see Buckaroo scurry on by here in a second. They went out to, they did his pitching clinic tonight, and then they went on to have some Mickey D's. So he did not do the McDonald's challenge. Fortunately, I didn't want him to get sick, so he's not allowed to do that at all. But Buck, come on, hurry up, man. Oh, you're actually wearing tie. I thought you had your Crocs on. I'm sorry, I didn't know what you were doing. So he's gonna scurry on by. Say hi as you walk by, Buck.
Hi.
Well, you're gonna look over there.
Brandon got you a 10-piece just in case if you wanted it.
Oh, how nice. Well, there you go. I got a 10-piece just in case. There goes the Buck. Say hi, Buck.
Hi.
So there he is. That's my youngest. That's Shavy. And he got it. Hey, Buck, come here real quick.
Coming.
What was your favorite part of Oppenheimer?
What do you mean?
Come on the camera. What was your favorite part of Oppenheimer?
The popcorn.
Oh, the popcorn. Okay, cool.
Why?
Oh, I thought it might have been another part. I was just curious.
Or the part when the bomb went off, because that was the most best part of the movie.
Bomb going off. All right, so yeah, we'll talk about Oppenheimer a little bit. I went to go see Oppenheimer today, and I'll explain to you why I thought he saw a different clip. Might have liked a different clip. But no, at the end of the F1 race, Verstappen went on to win, and Lando Norris, 2 races in a row, found himself on the podium. A McLaren driver was in second in P2, and he ended up, let's see, I have that turned up. Yep, here he is. This is crazy what happened after this, after he won, after Max won. So when you win a race, you get a trophy, right? And one of the big things they do there, and I just remembered, I have to mute this audio. Actually, I can't play the audio of it because I remember they play, when you win in F1, they play this really weird, like kind of, I don't know who it's for or what they're playing, but they play like a weird, like British sounding song. I don't know the song. I'll have to look it. I'll Shazam it or whatever. Do people still use Shazam? I'll search it up and try to find out what the song is. But so let me mute that. And so there's a trophy that you win after you win these races. So they're up on the podium getting their trophies. They've got their trophies. The trophies are on the actual podium that these 3 dudes are supposed to be standing on. So when I say podium, there's the guy that's in first, and then second and third are down here. So each of them have a little trophy on there. And then, actually, I'll just pull up this picture so you can see. they each have so there's the podium. The middle one says Ferrari. They both all say Ferrari, but the middle one is the tall one. That's where first place goes. And then so in the middle, that's the winner, Max Verstappen. That must be Sergio Perez. I think he came in third over there. And then on the left, that's Lando Norris. Well, everybody's blowing off their champagne. You'll notice Max has his blasting already, but Lando has not even opened his yet. And this is what happened on Sunday after the Hungarian Grand Prix. Boom! Clink! Oops! Sorry, my bad. So, in case you didn't see it, I think it zooms in here, but oh no, this is the wrong clip. But so yeah, you'll see he goes to pop his and knocks down the trophy. Now, I didn't think it was that big of a deal at first. I was like, oh, it's like it's not a big cool metal trophy. It doesn't look like it's that big of a deal. It's like this kind of janky kind of vase thing. Well, it turns out that whoa, what just happened there? Oh, sorry, my whole screen just dropped off for a sec. That was crazy. Thought I lost you. Well, it turns out that trophy is going to he is going to get. He doesn't have to stay. He actually wasn't very mad at Lando. They actually kind of laughed at it about it because I think they're actually close friends. So his buddy that broke it, he's not mad at him. But apparently, this thing was a $44,000 handmade trophy. So they're going to redo it, though. That's the good news. He's going to be able to. They blamed each other for the accident. Okay, yeah, no, that was. There's only one person that knocked that shit off. It was Lando. Max had nothing to do with it. Unless you're going to try to blame him for spraying champagne in your eyes, because that shit does burn like hell. If you ever gotten champagne in your eyes, that shit does burn. So yeah, $44,000 trophy ruined in 1 second. Man's handmade work down the toilet from that. And there was one other little kind of thing that went viral from that race. Something that you guys from RMG, classic RMG story, you guys might remember. Oh, I forgot. There was another thing that happened at that wedding the other night, and it kind of relates to what I'm talking about right now. I'm TJ. So I finished the wedding. So the ceremony's done. We go do the reception. I finished the reception. I'm unloading everything from upstairs, loading it into my truck. And while I'm loading my truck, same thing. I hear, "Yo, dumb!" And I'm like, oh, what is going on? Am I hot and Willoughby or whatever? And then, of course, right when the guy rolls up, he goes, "Yo, dumb, what's up, man? I went to high school with Dieter." I was like, "Oh, that's cool, man. Good for you." Right on. He goes, "Yeah, man, he's my boy." And I was like, "Oh, yeah." He goes, "How's he doing?" I went, "Oh, obviously not your boy, but all right." I said, "Yeah, well, he's sick. He's got, from what I've heard, and again, I don't." He goes, "How's he doing?" And I was like, "Well, I don't work with him anymore, but I've heard he's sick. He's got colon cancer, from what I've been told, and he just had some surgery." And he was like, "Holy crap, he's really young. He's my age." And this guy went from being drunk on a bicycle to sobered up immediately. It was like he went, "Wait, what? Somebody who's right in my age group has colon cancer? Holy shit." So he asked me how he was doing, and I said, "I actually don't really know. I haven't gotten any updates on him, so I haven't heard really how he's doing. So if you guys have any updates for me, let me know. I actually have no idea." So the reason that it related to him, this story I was talking about, is a classic RMG story was the Dieter and Rover Cleveland Grand Prix story, where, well, basically, I think, I believe it was Dieter accused Rover of C-blocking him as far as trying to hook up with Danica Patrick. Rover claims Dieter dropped the ball because he had a date with a stripper that night. So that's the classic story. But anyway, Danica Patrick is now working for Formula One, doing all sorts of pit interviews and things like that. And she was in the news, well, first, for one dumb reason, first off. But the second one was interesting, I thought. There was a quote. Where'd that go? Oh, tell me I didn't lose that quote. Okay, there it is. So first off, this is the picture for whatever reason, this picture went viral. I don't really understand why people gave a crap about her outfit. I don't think that outfit's that terrible. I don't know what I'm missing here. Just a flowery outfit. Maybe because she's not like, maybe it's not super professional for a track announcer or something. Maybe because like the other guys wear, you know, Sky One shirts and like khakis or something like that. But I don't really understand the big deal about it. But anyway, there was another thing that came up as far as, I guess Danica Patrick did an interview before the race with the Sky F1 Juniors broadcast, which is like where she interviews kids talking about F1. Or kids talking about F1. They probably interview her, actually, if I had to guess. But they talk a little bit about women in racing and how they have to be aggressive. And it's kind of a word salad the way she talks here. So I'll kind of paraphrase it a little bit here. But she basically says that if somebody tries to make racing difficult for her as a woman, she gets into an aggressive kind of kill mode where she wants to go after them. And then she goes on to say, and that's not a natural feminine thought. I say that because I've asked my friends about it, and they're like, yeah, that's not how I think. And I was thinking about that, and I wonder if that's really just more of like a, you know, maybe just a group, you know, every woman is different, just like every guy is different. So I think they're trying to lump it in that Danica is trying to say something that women don't have the killer instinct. Well, not all men have the killer instinct either, too. Not all men are uber competitive. A lot of men really could give two shits about competition, whether they win or lose or whatever, and they don't care about that. So I don't think that has to be, I don't like that they're trying to make that a men versus women thing right there, or that women are not, oh, Amanda's back in the league. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. Amanda's now back, official member of the League of Dummies. And of course, if you want to become an official member of League of Dummies, it's $1.99 a month. It's one of the best ways to help support another dumb show. You just hit that join button right below the video. I don't like the idea that they're trying to make it as though Danica is, they're just making it a kind of a sexism thing, and it doesn't need to be. Like saying that Danica's not giving women enough credit in that sense. But no, there are plenty of men who are like this too. There are plenty of men who really give a crap about competition and really want to go for the win all the time. And then there are dudes that are just kind of wet paper bags and just kind of go with the flow. And like, I'll be honest with you, like my buckaroo. Well, know what? I take that back. Back in the day, he didn't care about winning or losing much. But I just noticed that really did, after he lost that championship game or that playoff game the other day, he was pretty beat up. So I guess it does matter to him more now than it did in the past. So I guess I kind of was wrong about that. But I forgot to mention too, we went out, I did some, yesterday I took him out and we did some father-son bonding time other than just at a restaurant. We went out and we played ball. We had a really good time. I went and we were at the infamous field where my older son passed out. I don't know why. I probably should stay away from that field because it was giving me PTSD being there. But it was nice to get out there with him and have some really good father-son time, man. It was good. It made me feel like $1 million because he just kept saying, gosh, this is so fun. This is so fun. This is great, Dad. I'm so glad we're doing this. So it was really good. He did a great job out there. He has got a, what's it called? He's got a tryout for a fall baseball league coming up. He's got it on Wednesday. I believe it's during the day, so I don't think it'll affect the showtime. But I really wanted to get out there and do some practicing with him because, I want him to do well in this tryout. And he needs it because his fielding could use some work. And really those throws, he's got to work on his throws. So we'll try to get him all squared away as far as that goes and be ready to go for his tryout. So again, back to, if you guys are not watching F1, I highly recommend it. They just got about halfway through the season. There's a guy who's setting records, and it's really fun to watch. I really, really highly recommend checking it out. And if you have ESPN, you can just they have it all on there. You can I just record it. I just set my DVR to record it because it's on early because the races are on the other side of the world usually. So you can catch it and you can fast forward through commercials or whatever. It's highly entertaining. I highly recommend it, folks. All right. I do have an update to a story that we talked about earlier last week. But I saw a really nice message in there from Dakota. Dakota said, Dom, you have given me so many laughs during hard times. All caps, thank you for what you do. Well, you are very welcome, Dakota. I appreciate providing laughs. A lot of times they're at my own expense, so you're welcome. I'm just kidding. All right, cool. Nugget Man says, when is the next F1 race? I believe it is this weekend or next weekend. Next F1 race. July 30th. That's right, baby. That's the Belgian GP. Ooh, that's a tough track. That's this week. So, yeah, it's the Belgian GP. I'm actually done a whole season of racing. I set my racing wheel up. I got it to work with my... that's part of my me time that I took yesterday. I did a little bit of racing. I set my racing wheel up. I can put it right here. I turn this whole thing and I point it at my other TV over there. And I can set my wheel up and then I tape my pedals to the floor. And I'm doing some racing, baby. So I did good. I came in 4th overall in the driver's standings. Pretty good for an AlphaTauri driver. In fact, phenomenal. Oh, and I forgot to mention Daniel Ricciardo. I brought up how he's back in the racing. This was his first race back. He's now racing for AlphaTauri. I don't remember exactly where he finished, but he did get through Q1 qualifying in the top 15, and he was in 13th the last time I saw, which is right where the AlphaTauri cars expect to be. So good on him for getting those AlphaTauri cars back up into the middle where they're supposed to be. All right. Definitely not a scooter guy, but likes hating. Says, that's a great name, by the way. I like that. I wish you were a scooter guy. You got to love scooters, man. They're so much fun. He says, how many people here actually watch racing? I don't know. I actually don't know, and I'm going to be quite honest with you. I don't want to say I don't care because I don't want to be a dick about it, but I kind of don't care. It's what I know, and it's what I like, and it's what I watch. And once we get to football season, I'm sure we'll talk plenty of football or other stuff like that. But it is my new obsession, bro. So sadly, you are or gal. I don't know if you're a bro or a gal. Sorry. Bro or a gal. I say gal like I'm a 75-year-old dude. Gal. I don't know if you're a dude or a chick, okay? Frankly, I don't care. All right, so like I said, there is an update to. Oof, good job, whoever that was. Good job, Blue Wolverine. I don't know what that's all about, but geez, I don't even like that name. There's an update to a story that we talked about last week. And I'm disappointed Mikey's not here. Well, just because I like him when he's here, but I'm a doo-doo head because of all the stuff I talked about. So this update actually be pretty quick. If you guys remember Carlee Russell, the girl from Alabama who claimed she saw a little kid on the side of the road and was lured into the woods by a man and called 911 and told the story and then claimed that she was kidnapped. There is an update to that story that the Alabama police, Hoover, Alabama police have come out and they read a statement from her attorney. So here is the update to the Carlee Russell story. Oh, hold on. I forgot I'd shut the volume off. My bad. Hold on. We'll redo that one more time and go.
Members of our department and all of law enforcement who played a role in the investigation of this case. Last Wednesday, July 19th, we held a press conference and provided you with the facts of the Carlee Russell disappearance. We told you the investigation was ongoing, and we helped you determine where Carlee was during the 49 hours of her disappearance. Today I've talked to and received a statement from Mr. Emery Anthony, attorney for Carlee Russell. Mr. Anthony has scheduled a meeting for Carlee to meet with investigators early this afternoon, but then I received an email stating that a statement was being provided by him on her behalf. Mr. Anthony asked that I read the statement entirely, which I will do now. My client has given me permission to make the following statement on her behalf. There was no kidnapping on Thursday, July 13th, 2023. My client did not see a baby on the side of the road. My client did not leave the Hoover area when she was identified as a missing person. My client did not have any help in this incident, but this was a single act done by herself. My client was not with anyone or any hotel with anyone during the time she was missing. My client apologizes for her actions to this community, the volunteers who were searching for her, to the Hoover Police Department and other agencies as well, as to her friends and family. We ask for your prayers for Carlee as she addresses her issues and attempts to move forward, understanding that she made a mistake in this matter. Carlee, again, asks for your forgiveness and prayers. We have a meeting scheduled with Mr. Anthony to further discuss this case. We're currently in discussions with the Jefferson County District Attorney's Office in Bessemer about possible criminal charges related to this case, and we will announce those charges when and if they are filed.
All right, with that, we'll take a few questions. As Officer Hale said, when I call on you, please state your name and your affiliation. Yes, sir.
Keith Mims, WAGG 610, 100.1 FM Summit Media. Chief, do we at this time, or does the Hoover Police Department know the whereabouts of Carlee Russell during that 49-hour period that she was
going on? Is my mic off again? Oh my God. I have no idea how that keeps happening. I think when I'm bumping my camera to change the camera, my fat ass fingers are bumping the mic off button for some reason. No idea how all of a sudden, I haven't done that for episodes and episodes and episodes, and now all of a sudden my fat fingers are bumping this thing. So unless I'm wondering if there's I wonder if these other buttons, maybe the shortcuts screwed up and it's doing something that's not supposed to do. But I apologize for that. I feel like a real idiot. So what I was saying was Carlee Russell, again, I originally thought that this was a girl looking for internet attention. But then I think it just turned out to she might be kind of nuts. Maybe might be something wrong with her. And I can empathize with that. But I think she totally just lost it and was doing this to get attention from her boyfriend. I don't think it had anything to do with getting internet fame, which is I originally thought. She's just trying to get attention from her boyfriend. And then from there, she's going to be potentially facing some charges. And that clip cut off, and I was trying to explain why that clip cut off. It just goes on to say that they're going to be interviewing her after that. And the investigation is still ongoing, so they don't officially know where she was yet. Hopefully she'll be honest with it. There's going to be all kinds of, she's going to be doing Dateline stuff or 2020s and all that kind of stuff, or News Nation interviews, I'm sure, eventually to get to the bottom of what's been going, or not to get to the bottom of it, but to tell her side of the story, because everybody wants to know what's going on. I want to know what she was doing. But again, I'm pretty sure she just did something to get attention from her boyfriend. And it completely backfired on her, because I saw he deleted all association with her from his social media. So it didn't go real well. It kind of backfired for her. All right. Let's see. I want to talk to you guys about the Oppenheimer. So I think what I'll do is I'll take a quickie, get myself in the mood to talk about this movie, and then I got a couple other little stories to talk about here. Maybe we might actually get a whole show in here, and I got a pretty crazy video to show you guys too towards the end of the show too. So, all right, guys, I'm gonna take a quick one. Like I said, I'm getting myself in a good mood. You guys know the drill. Second half of the second hour is always happy hour here on Another Dumb Show. So if you guys want to. Revo, I will definitely answer your question, Nolan or Tarantino. Remind me when we come back from break. I will definitely talk about that. I just wanted to remind everybody, if you're sitting in chat, if you're just sitting around watching, if you're not in the chat even, if you have a sec, do brother a favor, hit that like button on the video if you're enjoying today's episode. Just hit that like button for me. It helps a brother out. If you don't like it, whatever, don't hit anything. But if you like the show, do me a favor, hit the like button for me. If you are not already subscribed to the channel, please make sure you take a second to hit that subscribe button. It's the only way you're able to talk in the chat. You got to be subscribed for, I don't know, I think 10 minutes to be able to talk in the chat. From there, if you want to become an official member of the League of Dummies, it's $1.99 a month, and that gives you all the that makes you a member, for Christ's sakes, an official member of the League of Dummies, and it's really the best way to help support another dumb show. So, guys, I'm going to take a quick break, get my mind right. You know what? I started out really shitty and kind of crabby, and maybe that's when we get back to the talking about Oppenheimer, I will be shitty and crabby again, but I'm actually I think you guys put me in a good mood. So thank you. I appreciate it. We're going to take a quick break. Like I said, if you've not already done all those things, now's the time to do it. Grab some delis, put the kids in the other room, put Bluey on, guys. Just put it in front of them. Put them in front of the TV. Say, Mommy and Daddy have got to go watch Dumb. And we got to do it with some delis. All right? So put them in the other room, grab some delis, get some lavender, do what you got to do. We'll be right back on another Dumb Show. Hang on. Whoa! Oh, hey, look, I turned my mic on. Welcome back to Another Dumb Show. I'm Another Dumb Show host. Thank you for streaming on my tube tonight. You guys know I love having you stream on my tube. How is that thing doing? Oh, that's right. Whoops. Wow, the lavender hit a little hard right there. Forgot why that one was working. Woo, that snuck up on me. Holy crap. Hi, welcome back. Woo! Love when that happens. Don't you love when that happens? I know I do. I got a text during the break. My main man Mikey, or as Jelly likes to call him, Musty Mikey, because of his lack of deodorant. We're not going to make that a thing. We're not going to call him Musty Mikey. I don't want that to be a thing. I like Mikey too much. It's not cool. And he claims he's not musty. Okay? Just au naturel B.O. with no deodorant on. Oof. Straight from the bowling alley, though, so he should be fresh and clean. So we'll see Mikey here in a little bit. So maybe I'll hold off on... no, actually, what we'll do is I'll talk a little Oppenheimer. And then we'll talk a little... let's see. What did I just do with my chat? I lost my chat. Oh, there you guys are. We will talk a little Oppenheimer. And then we'll get into the Barbie movie when Mikey gets here. So that sounds like a plan to me. I did see I missed a super chat donation in there from, I think it was Cream Pie Tony P. Where did that go? Did I lose that? Where did that go? CPTP put one in there. Yeah, there you go. Just put a little vibes in. Good vibes. I think that was what it was. You guys are putting out such good vibes today in the chat. You put Homeboy in a great mood, so thank you. So I appreciate you doing that. Thank you so much for putting your boy in a good mood. And I think part of the reason why I was in I was in a hurry this morning. Like I said at the beginning of the show, I mentioned that I woke up I woke up late. I woke up really early, 5 a.m., thinking I was going to get out of bed because I ping, my eyes were just open. I was awake. And then next thing I knew, it was 11:30 and I'd slept in really late, like a bum, which I think that kind of put me in a little bit of a mood because I feel like a complete loser if I sleep that late. Even though I tell myself, you got up at 4 a.m. for a very, very long time. So if you sleep in every once in a while, it's not the end of the world. I have to remind myself every once in a while about that. But yeah, doing it on a Monday is not the best idea when you got a lot of stuff to do. In fact, I saw Allie in the chat. I owe Allie some paperwork and stuff too. So yeah, I felt bad. I was behind today. I was planning on doing that stuff when I was going to get up at 7:38, do some normal work and stuff before I could go to the movie. And then I woke up late. I also knew that the movie's probably going to be very long, so I wasn't going to have as much time to do prep and stuff either. And sure enough, this movie, and I know that's what everybody's criticism is of a Christopher Nolan movie, or really almost any movie that comes out nowadays. That's everybody's first criticism is, it's too long. And I normally am all for the too long movies. This movie, too long. This is a long movie, guys. And I'm going to tell you, I don't think I've ever had a movie make me mad. I don't know what it was. Something about it, halfway through the movie, I just got kind of mad. And I can't really put my finger... Excuse me, my nose is running, my allergies going crazy today. I can't really put my finger on what about it necessarily made me mad. Other than the fact that it wasn't what I wanted, I think. I think I'm just waiting for another Inception. And I'm just never going to get that. I'm just waiting for a Christopher Nolan movie where it's filled with a really cool story and a bunch of action. And I know I went to go see a biopic. But for some reason, because his name was attached to it, I just thought to myself I was going to be seeing some sort of very intense kind of film, which it was intense, but just in different ways. It was very, I'm going to try to do this without spoilers, so I'll do my best. I don't think I mean, it is a biopic, so it's based on history, so there's not too much, I would give away, I suppose. Those of you, I guess, who don't know, I saw there were some people in the chat who didn't know who Oppenheimer is or was. I don't even know if he's still alive. He's got to be dead by now, right? Yeah, he's got to be dead. J. Robert Oppenheimer. He's long dead. He is the guy who came up with the science behind the atomic bomb, which was, I think nuclear fission, I believe, is what he came up with. I think. I'm not a scientist. Don't claim to be. Never gonna be one. But anyway, harness the power of the atom to make the strongest weapon at that time that humanity had known. Created it in an effort to end World War II. The Hitler had already been killed, but the Japanese were still pressing on and were refusing to give up. According to this movie, according to history, that the Japanese were refusing to give up, and they wouldn't give up until they just weren't going to ever give up until we had some sort of full-scale invasion of Japan, and I don't think we were interested in doing that because it would have been a huge, massive loss of American lives and Allied lives, and so they weren't willing to do that. So right around the time all that came to a head is right when Oppenheimer came up with the idea for the atomic bomb, and then the race began between the United States and the Nazis, or not the Nazis, but I guess I jumped ahead. He did start working on this before the Nazis died, before Hitler died. So they were trying to beat the Nazis initially. I guess I kind of jumped over that. But then they got to a point where Hitler died, we were beating the Nazis, and it was really just us against Japan, and we needed a way to end the war. So he came up with this bomb, and the movie was about him, obviously about him creating the bomb, but I would argue that the movie was less about that and really truly about him. It was a biopic about him. It wasn't like picking up in his childhood and stuff like that. So that was kind of nice in that sense. It wasn't one of those biopics where you got to watch the whole childhood growth and the way his daddy treated him and his mommy and all that crap. So that was kind of nice. I will say that. But it was, if you don't know anything about Oppenheimer or any of the things that happened post atomic bomb drop, I would recommend maybe learning a little bit about that before you go into this movie. That's the really tiny spoiler I would give, I guess, but it's really actually probably will help you in the long run, because I like to consider myself while I'm not a scientist, I do know my history pretty well. And I have to say, I didn't really know a lot of this part of history with the McCarthyism and kind of everything that was going on. Essentially, I mean, I don't want to give the movie away, but I think everybody knew this. I think they've talked about it in the news, that his connection with communism. And essentially, that's a lot of the movie rotated around, which I know they needed some sort of base to. I know the movie was based off of a book, and there was basically this guy who had a personal vendetta against Oppenheimer, and they basically wrote this whole movie around this and kind of plopped the actual making of the bomb in the middle of it. Now, I went into this expecting to see a lot more of the technology involved, I think, of making the bomb. And while they did go into a little bit of it, there wasn't as much of that as I wanted, and it was a lot more of the communist stuff. So that was a little boring. Not boring, just not what I was looking for. So maybe that's why it made me mad. I also am going to tell you, Christopher Nolan needs to use CGI. I know he does say he is anti-CGI, but he really needs to utilize CGI, especially in the world we're living in where you're paying that much for movies. If you're going to show an atomic bomb, show an atomic bomb. I mean, it was, I don't know what I showed, if it was clips, if it wasn't CGI, I don't know. I just felt like it didn't do justice to what the bomb is supposed to do. And call me morbid, call me creepy, but I think part of the point of that movie, obviously, is to talk about how terrible atomic bombs are, and then eventually hydrogen nuclear bombs. So, I totally lost my train of thought. But the whole point of the movie was to try to downplay nuclear bombs and nuclear threat and all that stuff. So maybe that's part of what was making me mad too, because it was the middle of it was a little bit slow. The bomb wasn't the atomic bomb that I was looking for. And I know my point. What I was saying there is they didn't show any aftermath of what, and I guess that's kind of a spoiler. Sorry but there's no. If the point is to show you the damage that nuclear weapons do to people and or places, show it. Instead, it was more about him and the damage done to him and his reputation. And I found that to be a little bit like, she's stupid. I don't know. I mean, I guess really the movie's about. That movie is 100% about Oppenheimer. It is not about the bomb. It is not about the politics around the bomb. They're sorta maybe, but more really just centralized around him alone. So, but goddamn, Christopher Nolan does do a really fantastic job with creating a cinematic experience. The way he tells a story and the way he goes back and forth in time. I do like that kind of stuff. So you're going to get your Christopher Nolan. If you like Christopher Nolan, you're going to get your Christopher Nolan experience there for sure. Oh, shoot. And I just lowered the chat there, guys. So if you guys have been talking this whole time, I apologize. If you've sent me anything or sent anything, I apologize. But yes, 3-hour movie for sure. It was I hate saying it was too long, because to tell the story in the way he told it, it was going to take every bit of 3 hours for sure. But I'm not going to tell people not to go see it by any means. But I'm going to tell you right now, and I hate saying this because I love the big screen and movies on the big screen, but this is absolutely a movie you don't need to see in the theater at all. You can see this streaming at home. Unless you're just a really big history buff and really in particular certain people in history, like Oppenheimer. Like my mom probably liked it a little bit more than me because it rung a little bit truer to her because she was alive, right after all that had happened and when the Cold War really picked up. And the movie does lead into the Cold War and how that all started. So overall, not disappointed I saw it. Disappointed I spent as much as I did to go see it in the theater. But I would have ended up spending almost as much to rent it at home. But I wouldn't have spent as much on popcorn and stuff. So I could have just gotten an Uber Eats and had a nice meal while I watched it on my comfy couch and with my dog on my lap and not worrying about if my dog's at home missing me. So I totally would not. I'm not going to say don't go see it. I am going to say wait till it comes out and then definitely see it because it is worth seeing. Especially if you like history, because it is filled with references to history and one pretty cool one at the end. Emily Blunt's character was, she's great. She did I'll give her credit. She did a fantastic job. She's likable and hateable at the same time. The funny part in Oppenheimer, and I forgot to tell you, I took my mom and I went, and my son Shay, who's pretty intelligent and knows history and understands what the movie was about, wanted to go see it. And it's rated R. And I just went, I don't care if it's rated R. I've seen plenty of rated R movies before. The only rated R movies you can't see are rated R movies with nudity. And I thought to myself, Christopher Nolan's not going to put nudity in a movie with Oppenheimer. Why would he do that? What's the purpose of doing that? Well, Shay got to see some boobies today. You got to see some simulated sex today, so that was a little awkward. And this poor kid, he is not he's not really into girls yet. He's not into that at all. He was like, "Oh my God, this is," and he covered his eyes, and he was so annoyed about it. I, as a little kid, would have been like, "Oh, this is so awesome." But he was just straight up, he pulled his shirt up over his eyes and he was like, "Oh, why do they have to do this in movies?" He was so disgusted by it. And I'm kind of like that with sex scenes in movies now too. I could do without sex scenes in movies. I really don't care for them. I find them very boring. I could watch porn for that. I didn't need to see Florence Pugh's boobs in this movie. Not that they were small. Not the worst boobs I've ever seen by any means. Not the best either, but she's pretty cute. So it was nice to see her pretty much naked. I'm not sure how I felt about my kids seeing it, but hey, what are you gonna do? I was not expecting that. I thought it was all because of the subject matter and the swearing, and it's about bombs, and I was expecting they were gonna show people melted from an atomic bomb, that kind of stuff, and they didn't. Instead, it was the boobs that made it rated R. So he was he was going crazy. Really annoyed with it. Really annoyed with it. And I was squirming in my seat because I felt really uncomfortable, I'm not going to lie. I felt like a bad dad. Then I thought to myself, I was like, it's just a little bit of sex. What are you going to do? Sex is sex. What are you going to do? It's not like he hasn't seen boobs before, I'm sure, and it won't be the last time he sees them for sure. How many cannabis leaves do I give it? How many bong rips? Cannabis tokes? Bong rips? How many? I'm a blunt guy, so how many blunts to the dome? Let's do blunts to the dome. How many blunts to the dome do you need for Oppenheimer? I was 3 deep, so I would argue you're going to need at least 6. It's a 6 blunt to the dome to enjoy it. But yeah, I'll rate it. But the rating for it, well, cannabis leaves have 5 cannabis leaves, right? Is it 5 on a cannabis leaf? I never can remember because they all cannabis leaf. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, 7 leaves on a cannabis. Okay, so out of 7, all right, let's do a rating here. All right, out of 7, I'll give it 4.5. 4.5. I'm gonna give it 4.5 out of 7. 4.5 cannabis leaves out of 7. And I like that idea, Pat Wooey. I'll steal that for the future for other movie ratings. So there you go, 4.5 out of 7. Speaking of movie ratings, I do believe we have my main man Mikey is down there fresh from the lanes and a couple days removed now from the Barbie movie. What's up, Mikey? How are you, bro?
Musty Mike on the mic. What's up?
That face, he's salty. What's up, man? Welcome back. How'd you shoot tonight?
I did all right. I'm not looking forward to this season I'm looking forward to the football season. That's all I keep thinking about.
Yeah.
Bowling, everything. I just want to get to football season.
Well, you should start watching F1 in the meantime. Give you a buffer in between. It's very exciting.
I think I'm going to start watching the reality TV show first.
The F1. Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
I forgot that show even existed. That's on Netflix, isn't it?
Yeah, I need a show to binge. I just finished a couple things, so I think I'm going to watch that, and then I'll get into watching it live, but I want to establish a little bit of background first.
If I wasn't obsessed before, I'm going to be not. Well, that's part of the thing, dude. They do a really good job in the presentation of kind of getting you to know the drivers a little bit, and knowing the teams, and knowing, they're straight up about Ferrari and Red Bull are the best. Alpine and Williams are like the worst. They tell you what teams are good, what teams are bad. So and what drivers are, it's great, man. I got to go watch that show. I totally forgot about it.
At the same time, though, I think I'm going to be more interested in the show than watching that. I mean, I'm really not interested in just watching the same guy win every week. Like, that doesn't seem very fun to me.
It is only in the sense that the racing even that happens behind him is so good. I know that sounds stupid because you know who's going to win the race at this point because he's that good. But that could change, honestly. I mean, it's been.
Is it really that he's that good of a driver, or is his car just that much better?
Both. It's both, I'll be honest with you. He's a really good driver, but the Red Bull cars are definitely better than the rest of them, for sure. Because, I mean, they're always up at the top, which to me is part of what makes it exciting, is watching these lower teams compete. It's almost like, the winners are going to be it's almost like NASCAR in the same way, though, too. Like, the Hendricks teams are going to be in the top every week. It's almost the same. So if one of the teams that is like a low guy comes up and wins a race or whatever from some Spire Motorsports or some shit like that, it's not one of the big teams.
It's such a bigger pool, and the way their playoffs are set up in the top 10, it definitely keeps it more interesting for longer.
NASCAR, you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, right now with him, I mean, with Max, running away with the whole season, you're right. But normally, if there's battling, like in the game, it's up and down the whole time. You know what I mean? I'm playing last year's version, where he's not that good yet. So, all the competition's going in and out and up and down, and I'm in third, fifth, back to second, down, I'm going all over the place, and all the other guys are doing the same thing. So it actually, I think this season is unique. But even with all that going on, and this being my first go around with it, it doesn't bother me at all. I think it's kind of neat. It's cool to watch. Because like Lando Norris, he's having a come up season, and he's not really been known. I mean, he's good, but he's gotten two podiums in a row. So that's kind of a big deal. So, speaking of things,
check out that show. I know it's got some good reviews.
Do they redo it again this year, or is that just last year's, or is it?
I'm pretty sure there's like 3 or 4 seasons of it now.
Is there really? Oh, wait. Okay, cool. I got a lot of stuff to catch up on.
You got like 30 hours of TV to watch.
I got a lot of stuff to catch up on. I got that. I still got the quarterback thing to finish up. Did you finish that? Is that totally released?
Yeah.
Or you're done with that all the way?
Yeah.
I saw.
I finished that in 2 days.
They were giving your boy Cousin some love on Good Morning Football this morning, saying that he's going to be America's new sweetheart. After
likability is through the roof. If there's ever a chance to go all when the gods to be and the refs will come your way, and the NFL likes to shine the light on those types of things.
Yeah, there's
all your cards, everything's lined up for you, Kirk. Just go out there and don't fuck up.
And it seems as though the universe isn't totally against you guys, because I read that the only reason that rookie wide receiver was speeding.
Yep.
There was something wrong with his dog, and he was trying to speed it to get it to.
Now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like, who cares if you're going 140 miles an hour? You're trying to save your dog's life. I don't know. I don't know the circumstances other than that little headline I read, but I went, that's got to make Mikey happy.
Well, that's what he came up with. That's what he came with when he got pulled over at 3 a.m. So I'm either way. That's quick fucking thinking. And if he's lying, even better for him. And if his dog was something wrong with it, I mean, I understand that too. So either way, good for him.
That's a good excuse, and if it works, hey, God love him, and I hope his dog's okay either way, and I'm glad nobody got hurt in that instance, and it's going to turn out he'll probably just pay a fat ass ticket and it'll move on. So
hope he can run as fast as he drives.
That's to catch the ball too. That's you can run as fast as you want, as long as you got to catch that fucking football though. That's Braylon Edwards. That's an old reference, but all right. So Mikey, how was your weekend? I know you went. You had to move Friday night. How'd the rest of the move go? Did you guys finish everything? Get your girls' stuff finally packed? And oh fuck, that sucks. I'm sorry, I don't mean to laugh at you, bro. That sucks, bro. I thought you guys were gonna be able to get it and knocked out.
Yeah, we started like button heads on Friday night.
Oh really?
Yeah, just stupid shit. Just stupid shit.
All right.
Me being stupid, just Italian shit. Just one
like,
of those days where I had a long week, she had a long week, and we didn't want to be working anymore. We just wanted to kind of relax. So we ended up just staying at her place, watching a couple episodes of Black Mirror and not doing nothing. Saturday, we both kind of did our own thing. I went to the gym in the morning. Back, I mowed her lawn. I love mowing the lawn. You hate it. I love that smell of fresh cut grass. And even worse, it's like it's an electric lawnmower. I got an extension cord coming behind me and shit.
Oh,
one of these
God.
times I'm gonna run. Yeah, I'm gonna run it over and electrocute myself in the yard. All stoned. I know that's coming.
Yeah, screw that, man.
So it was all right. So we did that. Then we went to the lake for a little bit. Hung out at the beach for a couple hours. Both slept in a chair. She slept on the sand for a little bit.
Nice. So
went to the drive-in.
Made up. So when you say typical Italian stuff, like you've been working the whole time, and finally you're like, there's an argument, like, oh, why didn't you grab that? Or I thought, why are we still moving this part? Or why isn't this packed up yet? And I'm tired of this shit. That kind of arguing.
Stubborn, just stubborn back and forth. That's about it.
Gotcha. All right. Well, then so you went to the lake, guys hung out there. Sweet. Did you get a bikini or did you get a bathing suit?
Who, me?
Well, not for you, for her.
Oh, always a bikini, my
Nice, good stuff. Yeah, because I got to experience a little bikini action on Sunday
Yeah, them
too. So
cheeks got to be out.
that was always nice. Yeah, I rolled up to someone's house and turned and looked, and there was just cheeks staring me in the face, just out tanning the back end, and I was like, "Ooh, perfect timing. This works out great." So, all right, cool, good stuff, good. And then the drive-in. So you guys ended up going to see Barbie then, right? Or was it a double feature? That's right.
Yeah,
if
remember I told you it was a Barbie and Legally Blonde.
Oh God, that's probably
Bro,
why
I
you're.
ain't seen Legally Blonde in a long time. There's some there was some good belly laughs in that movie, some adult humor and some humor that hits a little bit different at the age of 36 than it did at like 20 when it came out.
Right on. No, I think I've really I don't know that I've actually sat and watched that movie all the way through. Maybe bits and pieces of it, but I don't think I've ever sat and watched that movie.
I love Reese Witherspoon.
I don't. I think that's why. I don't think I'm really into Reese for whatever reason. I'm more of a Ryan Phillippe. I took the Ryan Phillippe side and all that, so I'm just kidding. I don't know anything about it. Yeah, no, I don't know.
I fell in love with her in that movie Fear with Mark Wahlberg that came out back in the 90s.
Was that the one where he was a creepy stalker older dude? Is that what that one was?
The psycho dude that bangs on the door, and it's Grisham from CSI. That's the father.
Her dad. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
okay.
I remember says, I'm gonna huff and puff and blow your house down.
Crazy. Right on. So Reese Witherspoon, why were we even talking about her? Oh, Legally Blonde. That's right.
Because of Legal Blonde. Yeah, after Barbie. I saw that after Barbie.
So Barbie then. So you got to see, I know you love, you're not the only person who went to go see this, by the way. It broke the domestic box office record for female directors. It made $155 million in America and $337 million globally. So
yeah, I saw that.
Holy shit. That's pretty crazy. I mean, it beat Wonder Woman, beat Captain Marvel. So it's beating Marvel movies. That's pretty impressive.
Mattel is huge, man. Like,
I mean, Transformers,
the toys and stuff. It's worldwide stuff.
Absolutely. I mean, everybody knows Barbie. Everybody knows Transformers. What was the other big Mattel toy? Other than those two, I don't know. There's a bunch of them. Anyway, who cares? So it beat the crap out of Oppenheimer.
It doubled their money. Oppenheimer came in at like what 86 or something like that.
82.4 domestic, which is more than they expected actually, but it made
which is an awesome opening for a movie in this movie climate right now.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose you're right. I mean, so yeah, 337 million for Barbie, 180 million for Oppenheimer. So yeah, almost doubled them up for sure. And I'm going to be honest with you, I probably would imagine that you had a better time than I did in your movie based on those numbers and based on the ratings. Or I did see a story, Mikey, was what I read here is that Barbie has been considered bizarre and anti-man. Any truth to this movie?
It really pokes a lot of fun at it for sure. I mean, I can't tell if it's being satirical or not, but it's definitely a man-hating movie for sure.
Oh, yeah, then I would not have liked that movie. No, I hate that kind of shit. Like King of Queens kind of humor, like how dumb the guy is.
It kind of, oh my God. All the Kens are just, yeah, dude. Some good laughs. Some good laughs.
Oh, really? So,
shit. Yeah, open mind. You know what I'm saying? It's an absolutely woke movie. There's every type of Barbie in the world. I'm certain. I was 90% certain that one of the Barbies was definitely trans.
Okay. Oh, like I'm sure they had a trans actor. I'm sure. I'm no doubt.
Yeah.
Would not be surprised by that one bit.
It was a big Adam's apple. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's usually pretty noticeable. If you're going to be looking through
profile. Not saying I got a problem or anything like that with that, but
no, I understand.
Every type of Barbie in there. Mattel poked a lot of fun at themselves for like their failed Barbies and failed toys and stuff like that.
What was? Oh, is G.I. Joe Mattel or is that Hasbro?
Hasbro.
What are the failed toys that they did?
Oh, it's just like different types of Barbies that have come out over the years that didn't obviously do well, or different types of Kens and stuff like that.
Was there? That's what I know, but so I'm asking. Was it like the Sarah Palin Barbie or like what?
No, they didn't do any no politics like that. I'll leave some of them there for the.
Oh, that's right. Don't spoil it. Yeah, that's right.
I don't want to spoil anything because it.
Well, it seems like half the world's already seen it at this point.
I couldn't get a ticket to Oppenheimer for anything. I tried yesterday.
We went at 12:15. So, I mean, it was, the middle of the day.
You said you went today, though, right?
Yeah, 12:15 this afternoon.
Yeah, Monday, but Sunday everything was packed.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure. I'm not surprised at all. Yeah,
sold out.
Yeah. I don't know, Mikey. I don't know.
I'm really looking forward to seeing that.
Are you a history?
Love movies like that. Yep.
History buff? Okay. Well, then, see, I am too, Mikey, and I'm going to be honest with you. You better be deep into history. I'm talking deep cuts, B-sides of history, because there's something my mom is a super historian. Like that's kind of where I get my interest in it from, is from her. And she even came out of that going, I didn't even really know about that one thing, blah, 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 blah. And like half the movie was rotating around this one thing that she knew nothing about.
So I wrote some papers on the atomic bombs and did some reading on Oppenheimer when I was younger.
Yeah. Do you know who Strauss is?
Yes.
Who's he?
Oh, my God.
What was his? You're never going to know. Nobody knows who the guy is. That's what this story is that it's kind of like that. It's an unknown story that happened behind the scenes, basically. So
perfect. I want to see. They got to have stuff about the trials and everything like that in there. It's got to follow along with the trials as they're moving along.
The trials regarding what?
Building of the bomb.
What? Well, it's a very specific trial that actually wraps around. It's not a. When you say trial, are you talking like the trials and tribulations of building it, or you mean like an actual trial around like a court trial?
Actual trial, court trial.
So you'll see a hearing, but I guarantee you it has nothing to do with anything you've probably ever seen before, because I was so fucking confused about what I was watching at first too. It's I'm telling you, Deuce. If you want to see this movie, you almost need to do a little, and like it and understand it, you almost need to do a little extra research on Oppenheimer and post-atomic bomb Oppenheimer. That's really what it all centered upon. A lot more of it than I expected, because I wanted to see an hour of them doing technology stuff for the bomb, and I didn't get that. And an hour of a blown up city and the aftermath of that, and I did not get that. So if that's what you're going there for, is a big action-packed film with a lot of bangs and booms and war stuff, you ain't getting any of that, let me tell you. So it's not like where they're reflecting, like telling a parallel story like a soldier in the war and what he's going through to get, like it would have been more exciting if they did like a parallel story with the guy who flew the plane or something. What he was dealing with alongside Oppenheimer and the actual kind of war battle that, to give it a little bit of action maybe. Because there's zilch as far as action in this movie. I mean, zilch. It is...
I'm okay with that.
It is heavy screenwriting. A lot of that stuff. It's a lot of dialogue, a lot of good acting. Yeah, like you lose yourself in the character for sure. What's his name? Is it Cillian or Killian? I don't know how you say his name. Cillian Murphy. He's fantastic. I mean, you believe he's Oppenheimer for sure. You believe all these people are who they are. They're all such convincing actors by a long shot. So at no point, Emily Blunt probably, I think, kind of stole the show with a really, like I said, likable and hateable character all at once. So that was kind of good, I would say.
And to put your little heart at ease, they definitely made Margot Robbie a little bit more busty for the Barbie.
They did. Okay, now we're talking. Now I might have some actual interest in seeing this movie. Okay, so she was looking hot. That was gonna be one of my questions. A lot of eye candy in this movie. I'm assuming other Barbies.
Of course, yeah, absolutely. And if you got a thing for feet, this is your movie.
I do not have a thing for feet. No,
Yeah,
definitely
if you
not.
got a thing for good-looking feet, this is your movie. I hate feet too.
They show a lot of feet.
Yeah.
Why? Is it a Tarantino movie? That just reminded me of somebody asked earlier if I would rather do Nolan or Tarantino. Tarantino.
Come on.
Tarantino in a second.
Of course.
I mean,
it's without a doubt. You can't do that.
Yeah, I mean, Nolan's fantastic, but Tarantino, in my opinion, is. Although, I like his more original stuff more than when he does those kind of like where he mixes up history and reality, or like in fiction, nonfiction and fiction, like he did in the movie with the Bear Jew, whatever that was called, and.
He always does a little bit of twist on the truth.
The movie with the Manson murders. I don't really like those movies. I don't really like those ones. I like more like the Kill Bill, Reservoir Dogs. I don't like his like. It's not that I dislike him.
Hollywood.
Yeah, I mean, it had good moments, but I don't like the play on taking real life events and changing them to have a different story that's not real.
He was in Glorious Bastards too, right?
That's what I was talking about, the Bear Jew. Same with like the whole killing Hitler scene and all that. You know, that's not how it happened. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like I don't like that. It was just weird to me. So because it just blurs fiction and nonfiction, and I don't think I like that. I just like the straight up nonfiction Reservoir Dogs kind of stuff.
Well, we only get one more movie from him, so
what does that mean? He's quitting?
Yeah, after 10.
Is that what he said?
His 10th movie. I believe it's his 10th movie. He's only gonna do 10 movies. He said that for years. He's got a show that he's written, and I believe it's all done. I think he's got some play on Star Trek.
Oh, really?
In an 8-part series that he wrote, directed, and there's been some. He talks about having a show in the can of like a passion project.
Really?
I'm almost certain it's Star Trek.
Latino Star Trek. Oh, all right. He's looking at making a Star Trek movie? Wow. That's cool. I like that. I like that a lot. I'm a Star Trek nerd. I'm a Trekkie. My mom, speaking of my mom going to the movie with me, she took me to
Are you afraid of him taking it and putting his twist on it?
No, I would love it. I think I'd love to see. I don't know that I'm so beholden to Star Trek. Like if they started, well, no. Unless they made Spock totally different somehow. You got to leave Spock and Kirk the way they are. And I'm sure that's why he loves Star Trek, because of Kirk. I'm sure that's what his fascination is with that show, is the character of Captain Kirk is such a unique, kind of cool character. So I bet you that's why he loves it, because he's probably got all kinds of crazy ideas he could have with Captain Kirk doing weird shit because he loves Westerns. So I'm sure he'd probably turn it into some sort of spaghetti Western out in outer space. You know what I mean? Where we'd have Captain Kirk doing a duel with the phaser with some guy or something like that. You know what I mean? So, I'd be fine with. I think that'd be pretty cool. I do have a ton of TV to watch to catch up on. I have Star Trek Discovery to watch too. I love that show.
Never got into any Star Trek.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend getting into it as an adult. It's almost something you got to come into as a kid, and then.
My father watched it all the time.
Yeah, I loved it. My mom was a Trekkie. I loved it. Mikey, I know you've been busy working and stuff, but have the conspiracy Reddit boards come up with anything regarding the missing paddleboarder found dead near Obama's mansion?
Nope. I have been so disconnected. And then we did the drive-in, and then yesterday we went to my buddy's pool for about 7 hours. She enjoyed a bunch of Chardonnay. Nice. I enjoyed a bunch of mushrooms. She enjoyed some mushrooms. My buddy enjoyed some mushrooms.
Fun.
Dude, it was like my worst fears. Like, it's two separate worlds
coming together, clashing.
Yeah, and but
they got along
because his brother's the one that's in prison. He's the diehard MAGA guy. She is a bleeding heart liberal, and they absolutely do not get along politically. You know, dude, we showed up at his house and he's like, have you ever heard of this guy before? Andrew Tate? I said,
Oh God,
and he
that guy.
went into a thing for about 30 minutes about how this man is the absolute truth.
Oh God, dude, is he an incel?
No, God, no.
Oh, it's just usually most people that like that guy are incels. It's from what I've
Got
come
8
across. Like, just weird. Okay, wow, man. Okay,
8 kids by 7 women.
wow, rabbit hole. All right, he's deep. All right, well then you gotta talk to him and find. So they got along then, is what you're saying? When they shroomed, they all
Dude, and
it was all kumbaya.
they actually had some heated discussions, and it was healthy, and he was just understanding. She was learning about it. It was a really cool little trip and little experience for a Sunday.
Well, I've got a new conspiracy for him for you guys to dig into. There is his former personal chef, Tafari Campbell, was found dead outside of his mansion. He drowned while paddleboarding. So,
With the boat turn upside down and somebody hold it upside down?
well, no, he was paddleboarding on, like, you know those things you stand on. It's like a surfboard with oars. You ever seen one of those?
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking
I was
about?
thinking kayaking. My
A
bad.
standing kayak, basically.
Yeah.
Same idea. Well, yeah, he ended up underwater after a brief struggle. Who knows if there was somebody pulling him under, causing the struggle? Who knows? But the truth is out there, Mikey, and I figured that you guys in your groups would be digging into it and finding out what's going on. But apparently you're too busy watching Barbie and eating mushrooms to be on the Reddit pages this weekend.
That life sounds so much better. They both looked at me in the middle of like arguing yesterday, and they were both envious of me because I couldn't care less.
About
Like,
anything?
I talk about. I don't like. I talk like I have like some type of dog in this fight. I don't. It's really just all about globalists and the 1% taking over the world. Like the left wants us to fight with the right wants us to fight with the left. Everyone wants to see us fight, and that's exactly what we do. And we just keep doing it.
Well,
So we're fucked either way. As long as you accept that and eat mushrooms, life gets so much better.
well, I like hearing how you're deep down the rabbit hole in a lot of stuff. So I was wondering if you'd seen anything in your forums because I know you.
No, you're gonna make me look into it though.
Yeah. Just Google missing paddleboarder Obama mansion. It'll pop right up. They
I
literally.
wouldn't be surprised if he was a chef for the Clinton family before that or something.
Well, they held his name for a little bit.
This body will get tied to the Clinton. Of course they did.
They didn't tell his name for a little bit. They just released it actually like 9 minutes ago, or I'm sorry, 13 minutes ago. They released his name. So it looks like a nice guy.
It's going to come out that he's the one that brought the coke into the White House too. And now it so happens that he disappeared.
Here he is. This is the guy that drowned. So sorry, Tafari. I didn't mean to make that rhyme like that. Sorry, Tafari. Sadly, yeah, he drowned. So who knows if there's something more nefarious to it? It doesn't. Who knows? It's the Obamas though. They're pretty clean cut, right, Mikey? They don't. Those Obamas. It's the Clintons that are a problem, right? The Obamas, they were just a stopgap, right? I mean, they weren't up to any trouble, right?
He was a good puppet.
No, okay, a puppet. Okay, he was a puppet for Hillary.
Oh, they're all puppets.
Well, somebody's got to be the puppet master, though.
Yeah, we don't. Nobody will.
We don't know who it is. Bohemian Grove, one of those kind of things. Nobody knows. All right.
Oh
All
God,
right.
yeah. See, now you're talking.
Oh yeah, you know all that stuff too. You know, I'm familiar with that. Remember, I used to work with the conspiracy theorists, so I know all these conspiracies.
I'm a big Alex Jones guy.
Oh boy. Do you watch that show that the old producer Rob just did something with them? Did you see that? Rob
No.
Job? Rob Job just met Alex Jones. He had dinner with him.
What
Yeah.
the fuck?
Yes. Whatever show Rob works for now, he works for some. Gosh, I can't remember the name of the show he works for. I think there's somebody who watches. A guy named Tom was telling me this fan of mine, who's also a fan of Rob's, just happened to be watching this one show that he loves, and then all of a sudden he found out Rob is like the producer for that show. Or something.
shit.
Does something with that show. I don't know. But I think he's getting more mic time. I think Rob's doing interviews now in some sort of capacity. I honestly don't know. I haven't talked to Rob in a long time, unfortunately. So yeah, I think whatever he's doing, his show that he's working with is involved kind of, I think, a little bit with that kind of, it leans pretty right wing and maybe a little conspiracy-ish, I think, at times from the little bit I've seen of it.
Always knew Rob would smarten and mature up.
Rob was great at his job. Rob was, I mean, the old boss used to bust Rob's balls a lot, but Rob is very creative and very good at his job, actually. I always loved working with Rob. So, yeah, I always thought he was pretty funny, too, to tell you the truth. So,
I enjoyed Rob when he was on the show. I really did.
Yeah, I wasn't surprised one bit when.
I was also a fan of Jonathan back in the day, too.
Oh. I thought you had good taste, Mike. You just dropped down a couple notches. And if you knew that dude behind the scenes, you wouldn't like him.
Oh, I never met him or anything like that. I just remember some of the songs and stuff he would do.
Well, it was funny because we made fun of how bad they were. That's why those segments were funny. Not because of him, because we made fun of how bad they were, and Jazzy Jim in particular.
Okay, so maybe
that was what made that whole thing funny, when Jazzy Jim just completely destroying that guy with the sound effects. He made that guy's life miserable. Oh God, that was so funny. Oh,
maybe that's what I remember about it, and it was never Jonathan that I liked.
No, nobody.
I remember Jim and the sound effects.
Nobody liked that guy. He was a. Do you know who I am? Like he would go out to bars and pull that card with girls and bars, and constantly though. Like I said, I did that once, and I got my wrist broken. So I learned the hard way not to do that. And I also got in big trouble from the boss for doing that, and that's why he didn't stick around, because that was like the one rule: you don't ever do that kind of weird shit. Like we never played that. We didn't play. Do you know where I work? Give me free dinners. That kind of bullshit. He was like trying to get free drinks, and it was uncomfortable, very uncomfortable. Like he was so bad about that, and we've talked about this on the show before, so I'm not like revealing anything that people don't know. But he was so bad about that. The rules for us were so much worse after him. You know what I mean? Like they were so worried that we were going to do something wrong because he was such a pain in their ass. So we really, we had a lot of stuff. I don't know. What is Rob saying? What is Blue Wolverine saying? Rob is now with the Miami Dolphins? He's an executive producer with the Miami Dolphins? Are you fucking kidding me? Holy shit, that's so cool if that's the truth. Whoa.
Oh, shit.
Like I said, I haven't talked to that dude in forever. And you know what, dude? I'll give Rob credit because, that is the one thing you kind of need to do to have success in radio, unless, you dedicate your whole life to one show and think that it's going to actually pay off. Or you move all over the country. And that's what Rob did. Rob's moved all over the fucking country for his radio career and move up and up and up and up. And he slowly did it. So if that's what he's doing now, good for him, man. Congratulations. That's great. That's great. I know Nugget Man says we need Rob as a guest. Rob's not interested in being on another dumb show. Rob's worried about promoting his own career and moving up. Yeah, he's not interested in any of that kind of stuff. So good for Rob. That's great. Oh man, that makes me so happy.
I was also scrolling back through the chat, and everyone seems to be a little bit more upset with me now than they were before with the saying that I'm an Alex Jones fan, and everyone wants to know whether or not what my thoughts on Sandy Hook. It's not a false flag. I'm not that crazy.
You're not that crazy. Okay,
that shit barely happened. It was horrible.
I just let you go with your shit, with your conspiracy stuff until you say something I think is totally nuts. I guess that was pretty nuts though, following Alex Jones. I forgot about all the crazy stuff that he did. Because I was always so annoyed with that guy. I can't stand him. He's just annoying, his grating voice. And I didn't really care. Like, they would talk about him on the old show, and I didn't really care about him. So it would kind of just be like, eh. But so I think that's probably why it went in one ear and out the other when you said that. But, oh, yeah, I'm glad that you're not a Sandy Hook denier.
No,
what is the Alex Jones thing you like? Ivermectin, or is that a Joe Rogan thing? I can never remember. What Alex Jones?
I've liked
stuff?
Alex Jones. Alex Jones has been on a podcast that I enjoy for years, and he's always been a guest. And I enjoy him on Rogan. He's on Kill Tony all the time. He hangs out with a bunch of comedians. And a lot of the stuff the guy talked about in like the 90s and stuff like that ended up coming true. And
All right.
I think he's funny.
Okay. What was the thing that didn't he get? But isn't it a big act? Didn't his wife come out in court and he had to admit in court that he's a big phony?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
That's
okay.
even better.
That makes it more fun. Okay, cool. So he's WWE guy. All right, I see what you're saying. Okay.
Oh God, yeah. Throw spaghetti at a wall, something sticks eventually.
Well, yeah, he does have a lot to say as far as all that goes. All right, well, that's interesting. And like I said, that's why I thought maybe you'd have some sort of insight to the Obama drowning, but you're not there yet. You're still getting over Barbie.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And how
Right.
woke it was.
Oh yeah, Nugget Man said that him and his wife saw it, or his wife saw it and said that it would be. I would have walked out. So. All right. I do hate man-hating stuff. I really do. Like that fucking show, like Kings of Queens, where they just make the big fat dumb boyfriend. I hate that shit. I really hate that. And like, okay, honey.
Oh, dude.
I'm so dumb. You're so smart.
They mention the patriarchy nonstop, so you'll love it.
The patriarchy, yes. Yes, it still exists. I do have a pretty crazy video where we'll wrap up on this one. I hope everyone's okay in this video. I think everyone's okay, but it was pretty crazy. And it looks like people actually witnessed this happening. So to witness this would be pretty nuts. And it's actually out in. I'm surprised that most of the people have left San Francisco because of all the crime at this point, but apparently there are still some people left in San Francisco. And this happened over the weekend in San Francisco. Here, check this out. This one, here we go. Woo! Gran Turismo, baby! Gran Turismo, or GTA, I mean, right?
Yeah.
That's exactly what that reminded me of. Except this person comes up to help.
Hey, the door still opens.
I was surprised. But he's like, got to pry it open to let these people out. But listen.
Yeah, they better start running.
Isn't that crazy? Isn't that scary? Now, oh man, I didn't make it all the way. Did you see that video already? Is that why you knew they were going to run?
No, of course, dude.
How did you know that?
Run?
How did you know they were all going to run?
Up. You get out of the car with the hood up already. You worried about being seen on camera across the street?
See, I don't even really know the story behind this video. I actually, to be honest with you, didn't care. I was just so surprised by what I had seen. I didn't even really read that's what I'm wondering, if that's what that was.
Of course it was. That's why they were so panicked to get out of the car. Somebody called 911, and then the dude runs up the steps less than 30 seconds later.
Huh. They are, and here it is, right here. The police are looking for leads in connection with a wild incident that unfolded around Dolores Park on Saturday, involving a vehicle that crashed through a barrier and plummeted over a staircase, landing on the sidewalk below. Wow. So yeah, they just ran off after that. But the thing that freaked me out was the girl going, "I love you, I love you, I love you, I'm sorry," which made me wonder, like, what's going on with the person inside of that car that she's saying that to? Like, is that person, like, you hear somebody yelling? Mm-hmm. Did you hear that? You talked. You were talking when she said that. Did you hear him saying, "I love you, I love you"?
Yeah.
Oh, hold on, I muted it by accident. Why is this not showing us now? What the hell just happened? Why did this stop working? Okay, it doesn't want to work with me and you anymore. Oh, there we go. See, I swear the buttons on this thing are broken. God, that's crazy. That's so nuts. I'm so glad I've really never been in an accident with another person. I was in a small little fender bender with my ex-wife, but nothing major like that. That would have been that looked pretty fucking scary. That was intense. Have you ever been in a bad car accident, Mikey?
Few of them.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm fortunate, man. I just was in that one when I was a kid, and it turned out pretty well. And then one other little fender bender, but man, I'm lucky. But B1, man, she was in a bad accident. She's still kind of like a PTSD from it to this day. She really that affected her. She's got a big scar on her arm and everything from it. So
I tried to drive into a house 2 years ago.
You did?
Yeah, I took off from the end of my street when I'm driving my car all loaded, and there's a S curve at the end of my street, and I didn't even hit the curve. I just hit went straight ahead, and thank God there was a rock sitting in their yard, and I smashed the rock.
Jeez Louise,
at like 60
dude.
miles an hour, and then I got out of the car and I ran back to my house and called 911.
Good grief, Mikey. Oh, I'm glad you're clean these days, dude.
Me too.
Yeah, thank God.
I tell you
thank
what,
God.
man, yesterday that buttery Chardonnay smelled real good, though.
Well, good. I'm glad you didn't get too close to it. Well, you're kissing her and stuff. It's on her lips and everything.
No, I didn't even really kiss her when I left. I was like, oh, if you smell like I used to smell. And she looked at me with this evil face. And said,
she's
you
like,
smell nothing like you
like,
fucking smelled.
You sweat that shit out of your pores, buddy. Trust me. That's what she's like.
The one that originally wanted me to go to rehab. She's the one that told me I couldn't do it by myself. She goes, when you sleep at night, when I wake up in the morning, I'm not kidding, I'd sleep on white sheets. The sweat was yellow, and I smelled like a dead body when I slept.
Ay. Thank God you're getting better. Oh, good. Or you're better now, at least. So,
yeah.
All right. Well, the stream is freezing. My kid is up there playing his game, so I think, Mikey, I'm going to let you go, my dude. I appreciate it, dude. Love you, buddy. Take it easy. Alrighty, guys. We're going to wrap things up for us tonight so I can let Shay play his game. I just want to say a shout out to Samantha. She says, hey, Dom, I usually watch the replay, but I'm watching live for once. Normally it doesn't cut out or lag like it's doing right now. My son just started playing a game, and I don't know what's going on with my bandwidth. Normally they can stream and not have a problem, but it's being weird today for some reason. So that's going to wrap things up for us tonight, guys. Thank you all for streaming on my tube tonight. I really appreciate it. Thanks for putting me back in a good mood. I was a little crabby apple. But now I'm in a great-ass mood. So thank you guys for helping me do that. I really appreciate it. So shout out to the league. It's all because of you guys. And, of course, you can become an official member of the League of Dummies by hitting that join button. It's $1.99 a month, and it's one of the best ways to help support another dumb show. If you liked tonight's episode, please take a second to hit that thumbs up for brother. That really does help me with the YouTube there. If you didn't like it, hey, don't hit anything. Just hit that like for brother. And, of course, if you guys don't have your notifications,